Oh, hi! This week, I'm gonna try to make this shirt that I saw on my Instagram stories from Night Eyes Cosplay. I don't know if any of you follow her, but she has bought some of the most interestingly designed shirts in the past. We're gonna try to make this one. You're definitely gonna see my chest deformity, so here's what you need. The main thing you're gonna need is some kind of t-shirt. This is kind of like a loose crew neck, but we're gonna be cutting like a V shape out of it, so I don't think it matters. Then you're gonna need some matching material. This is just black t-shirt scraps from another project. You're not really gonna need too much. You're basically going to be making a bunch of strips, and other than that you need pins or clips, scissors, and matching thread and a sewing machine. Also, you may notice some of the holes on this shirt. That is why this is in the scrap pile, but I thought it would be a good test shirt for a project like this. Let's do the thing! I should put this on to see how low it'll go. I gotta guess like here is a good stopping point. I'm gonna try to keep it pretty narrow triangle so my boobs aren't completely hanging out. Gonna try to match that on this side over here. I think that's gonna work just fine. And now I could measure this, but where's the fun in that? So I'm just gonna lay my scrap fabric over this. Kind of guess how long it needs to be. Probably like 6 inches or so. I made a little nick over here. I'm actually gonna fold this along here. I'm really eyeballing all of this, but I just cut about 1.5 inches to 2 inches across and cut to that folded line. Split that in half. Then I have 2 rectangles. So we're basically making like a bias tape. I'm gonna fold this edge over here. I should take my iron out for this, but that's definitely not going to happen. Clip or pin as you go. And then you're going to fold the other side over like this. Maybe try to make it more even than I am doing. Gotta repeat that for the second piece. Now I'm going to take my strip and find the midline. So I'm going to have the front half on the front of the shirt. I'm going to fold it over like this. I'm kind of sandwiching the polka dot fabric like in between here. Does that make sense? I literally have you guys over my shoulder for this, so I hope this makes sense. Okay, so I'm laying this right along here, the middle, and then folding this other side over the back. Oh, it's weird watching through the viewfinder. Okay, cool. Not that difficult, right? And to finish off this bottom V point with these 2 pieces, I'm gonna fold the ends over like this, and then just wrap it the exact same way. I actually should have done that at the top too. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and top stitch all that down with a straight stitch. That's what this looks like. I did top stitch as close to this outer, I guess, inner edge as possible. And now we're gonna make the straps to go across this shit to preserve some modesty, I guess. So I cut out 4 or 5 really skinny triangles. Nope, this is a rectangle shape. There's 4 sides to it. I folded them over the same way I did those edge pieces, but just without sandwiching fabric in between the halves. Let's get you right up in here. Fold this to about the midpoint, then fold this other side to about the midpoint. And then we're gonna fold that over itself. So the end is gonna look like that, almost like a little tiny heart. Then just work your way up all the strips like that. You could also take a rectangle, fold it in half with the right sides facing in, wrong sides out. Do a straight stitch along the edge and then flip everything inside out. I don't feel like giving myself a headache by turning out a bunch of tiny tubes today. Taking this shit nice and easy. Now you're just gonna do a straight stitch along all of your pieces as close to this edge as you can get so that you're catching all the layers. Well, hey, so I made all my strips. I recommend stitching slowly so that a lot of the stuff doesn't come undone while you're sewing. Also, on Beth's shirt, there's like 5 strips. I think this is a less deep V, and I have these spaced out a little more. So I'm only going to do 3. I actually like the look of this a lot. So I'm just tucking the strip kind of behind this finished edge we already did. A little pin right through there. Just trying to make sure that the spacing is all good. That looks pretty even to me. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of top stitching right over that top stitch I already did, just to tack these guys on either side. So I'm just gonna hit it with 6 little stitches. Of course, if you want more strips, you just make more of them and stitch them in however wide. Oh, I'm so excited. This was like way easier than I expected it to be. Although I don't want to speak too soon. Let me finish this. We will try it on and see where we're at. Okay, we got our top. Now I'm just gonna snip all of the threads and like any of the excess little tabbies on the inside, and then it's time to try it on. I'm so scared. Help. Here it is. I don't actually hate how the shirt looks, just I've never expose this to people publicly. And it looks insane with this cage shirt situation. I feel like this detail we added today would look better on like anybody else. If you ever heard me talking about my chest hole, that's what that is. It's a condition called pictus excavatum. If you want me to make a video talking about it sometime, I can totally do that. I'm actually pretty pumped with this. I bet it would look super cool if you had like a cage top bra, or maybe that'd be too much going on. But yeah, pretty easy project. I really thought it was going to be trickier, but it's just making strips, just making a ton of bias tape. If you would like to see me embarrass myself on the internet on a weekly basis, you can go ahead and subscribe up here. I post crafting videos every Saturday. I have a Patreon that totally saved my butt, and I got to rescue my editing computer last week. If you'd like to help me out in that regard, you can check that out up here. I'll post another video here of an outfit I made that I was actually pretty uncomfortable showing on camera, but I forged through. Oh no, beer mimosa is warm. Oh, it's the worst.